Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakurasou here, coming at you guys with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch, and we finally have OTS 20 on TCG Player, so I'm really excited to get into that, and hopefully today, when I go to locals, I might actually win some of these packs. So expect an OTS 20 opening pretty soon here. Also, if you guys can smash that like button, subscribe, that would be great. If you're buying any cards off TCG Player, please use my affiliate link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. Subscribe if you've not already, because 32% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. And remember, I will hunt you down one by one to make sure you hit the subscribe button. So save me some time and just sub now. It's not that difficult. Also, if you have not checked the community tab, I did announce the winners for the 3,000 sub special. So go make sure your name see if your name was called to make sure you get your prize, right? It's free graded cards. I mean, how can you be upset? Also, thank you to all my YouTube channel members. I really appreciate you guys, and consider being a YouTube channel member yourself if you are not. We're going to get right into this. So, OTS 20. We have Sky Striker Ray at $95. Not only do we have the Sky Striker stuff in Magnificent Mavens, not just the reprints, but new cards, but Sky Striker is a beloved archetype. You know, it has a lot of fans. Not really shocked to see this going anywhere from 80 to 100. That's kind of what I thought. Will it go down or will it stabilize here? Being a Sky Striker Ray, and a lot of people who've seen how Sky Strikers perform when it comes to their ulti prices in the past, with Kagura going over 200, Shizuku being over 200, and Hayate somehow failing. Again, I'm still mad that Hayate is a very cheap card. $95 for a Ray is not too terrible, but we just got OTS 20. You're going to be able to pick this up cheaper later on. Now, Aluber here is about $65. A lot of people actually like how Aluber looks, as well as the ultis feel and look different. That's what people are telling me. I don't know if that's because Konami knows about how poor OTS 19 was in terms of quality control, or how badly it was received by the community, or both. But because I even had a whole video on how bad OTS 19 was, but people actually are saying, hey, this actually looks really good and it feels different. The quality's not that bad. You know, I've been hearing a bit of mixed reports, but a lot more positive. The issue with the ulti Aluber is that when it comes to Despia, we're entering a tier 0 format, as well as Despia hasn't had its numbers that it was before we got Power of the Elements, right? Because Power of the Elements brought us Sprite and tier limit. So this is, if this came out in OTS 19 and it replaced one of the bad ultis there, then I think that this would have been 100 plus something. But 65, 70, I kind of see it over here. Can it calm down to 50? I think so. I don't think 65 is a bad place per se for it, because people do love playing Despite. It's also very cheap right now, and it is still strong. It's just with Yu-Gi-Oh! We have good and we have not good enough, right? And then we have broken. Cherry's at about 60 bucks here. I'm going to be honest. I see this dropping. The only thing that's going to hold this up right now, because we have, this card is not seeing play. We thought it was going to see play post Power of the Elements. And if a tier limit become tier 0, this could see play, because Ghost Reaper sees more play during tier 0 formats than tier 1 and tier 2 formats. And tier 0 formats, we don't have those often, right? So this card could still go up. It's just, I'm not too sure. But it also has the collectability side, because it is a Ghost Girl, right? $60 could be cheap right now, or it could be inflated, right? Well, I'm very sure about where these two will go, and I've stated Cherries, it can kind of go 50-50. I would say if you can get one for a deal, maybe it's better to get this, and better be safe than sorry, right? That's kind of how I'm seeing it right now. But it's definitely a game if you want to wait or you want to get it now. All I know is I don't see it stabilizing at this price. Herald of the Orange Light, $8. I mean, this card desperately needed a reprint, as well as, I believe this card only has the ulti as its holo print, so this is kind of an upgrade. $8. Will this go up or down? I think it's going to stay above $5 until Konami decides to make this some ultra rare. I don't know, Battles of Legends, Crystal Revenge, which you guys might be thinking, oh, they wouldn't do that. Konami, if they see a money card, they're just going to start putting in everything. I mean, look at Droplets, look at Aluber, right? Plus, this they care about even less, right? So, Nibble Beaver here, $3 for a super. I don't think this is bad. Will it hold this price? I think it could hold maybe $2. You know, I don't think $3 is too bad, seeing how people are buying commons at 3s. I think 3 for a super rare and OTS, that's not too bad. Necomana King super rares here. I think this will probably drop to about $1. I think this was a great pick. A lot of people are saying this wasn't a good pick. Look, this card has only common printings, and it might be meta relevant, right? I see might be just because I'm not seeing this card played enough, right? For a card that had this much hype, right? It's probably going to see more play, granted, especially now that it's more accessible. People are getting the supers and all that. But this card needed an upgrade, being all common. So they made it a super, which is what I think OTS should be, upgrading cards, right? The fact that it needed a reprint, if it coincides, that's completely fine, right? But this wasn't just to reprint the card. But I don't know. I don't work at Konami. Saizo, this now was just a straight reprint. And again, I don't like I'm telling you this right now, it's going to be 10 cents, right? If you need Saizos, wait a week. They're just going to keep dropping and dropping. Naturia Marone here, as a common. This isn't the trap, right? No, this isn't the trap. This is just a random common. Okay. Amazon Shaman at $1. King of Swamp, I think at $1, $1.50. If you need it right now, I mean, every rarity was like 8 to 10, 12 bucks for base rarity, and then they started dropping because not only is King of Swamp not seeing much play at all now, but the reprint got announced. If you really just want the card, $1.50, call it a day. Yeah. Grave of the Super Ancient Organism. Now, this is a card that's probably going to drop to a couple cents. It's not that people don't like this card, but again, it's another reprint. It's a card that comes up once in a while here and there, and that's why I told people to get Ultras and Ultis back when they were extremely cheap. But we're already seeing 35, 14, 24 copies of this card. Card's going to be 10 cents, and if you want it, grab it when it's 10 cents. Sacred Tree at $1, $2. Now, what I don't understand is why was this not the super over some of their reprints? Why wasn't Saizo a common and this a super? It would have been an upgrade. Naturia players would have rejoiced. People would have really liked it, right? And yes, it would also serve the reprint slot, right? And I don't really care if they use the commons at OTS to reprint, but $2 for this common, I mean, it's probably going to go down to like 50 cents or $1, but it should have been a super, and that really upsets me. And I talked about this in my OTS video when I was going over 20 as well, which you guys really love, by the way. Thank you for supporting my Yu-Gi-Oh! News stuff. I gotta get more into that. We're trying Airfont. Apparently you don't play this. I did not know this at the time of recording, but apparently you don't play this, so terrible, right? The rest of this is just, I don't care. That's all I have to say. I mean, Comet and the band played on. Cool. Comments weren't too bad. That's all I'm gonna say. Book of Lunar Eclipse from Lightning Overdrive. Now, as you guys know, I dislike this card because it's discard a card and it's not caught, right? And then you target 2 face-up monsters in the field. So it targets, and you have to discard and target 4 cost. And it has to be not up to 2, but 2 exactly. And then change them to face-down position. There can also be flipped face-up, right? I had hope for this card, and then it died out. I still have secret rares, and this card was like like maybe $2, $3, and we see this spike over here to like $4, $5, going up to $6 here. People are wanting to play this in the upcoming format because it breaks boards and lava, and this is kind of being a substitute for Lava Golem, as well as if you're playing a tier 0 format, discarding a tier limit, even if this card doesn't go off, is not a bad play. The discard doesn't really hurt. It just gets you ahead most of the time, so it's not too bad. And they have to negate this essentially. If they don't, then you're able to discard, get an advantage, and put 2 face down. So it looks like this card's finally seeing some sort of hype / playability, which is good. The only reason I kept secrets personally was because it was so cheap. I didn't care. Like, I didn't care about selling like a $1.50 OG secret. That's why I didn't actually have love or hype for this card. I tested and I disliked it, but maybe this is a card that's needed right now, and we could see this as a competitor for Lava Golem, something I was not able to originally see when we went over Lightning Overdrive. Starlight Rares, I remember getting this for $100 and getting rid of it for basically $100 and just wasting a bit of time on it because I just didn't care. I'd rather get other cards. And even though this card went up, I'm really happy I got rid of it because I used that 100 to get actual good cards. So, 145, 188. I think this is fine for the start. If you guys invested into this and you waited your 2 years, good job. I guess you finally made some money, right? Book of Lunar Eclipse, super rare. I talked about this card because it only had the dude version, which even though people are going to see it as, oh, it's an ultra rare over a super rare, tournament pack is always going to be valued at a higher rarity, even if there's, like, say, an ultra rare out there, as well as Dual Devastator has bad printing quality, and their ultras don't look that good. Whereas an Astral Pack Super looks very nice. And this is also very rare. I actually have mine. And I never want to get rid of it at Dark because I'm like, this is really hard to get if this ever gets bought out. And I remember people playing this during Duelist Alliance format. Actually, it came up. You change all face-up monsters on the field to face-down defense position. During the end phase of this turn, you flip as many face-down monsters your opponent controls possible face-up. Their opponent draws cards equal to the number of monsters flipped face-up by this effect. So this is somewhat of an all-in card, and I say only somewhat because if you're able to deal with the board mostly, like let's say you put 3 face down and you're able to go through all your opponent's negates, break a good portion of the board, put up your own stuff. They might get like 1 draw off it, but it's not one draw. It could be a game changer, but for what you get done, it's not that bad. Plus, you could just end the game, right? Copies right here are 11. Your mints are like 13. I should probably finish out my play set. The card actually looks gorgeous as well. I don't know why, but I always like book cards. They look really great. And speaking of awesome book cards, Ulti Book of Moon. So let me go over this. Could this come into the format? I just think that the reason why people are looking at Eclipse is it's an all-in card. You get more out of it. And then Lunar Eclipse, people want the discard, right? If this card doesn't go off, they get to put a Tear Lament to the grave or something else, right? That's, I think, why people are looking at these 2 cards, as well as you're able to put more monsters face down. 2 over here and your whole board. Whereas Book of Moon, you target 1 and then change it to face down defense position, right? So it's really it's not even like a 1-for-1 card, really. So is this card going to see play over these 2? I don't think so. This is an old school card, right? So right now, $70 for your ultimates. Can people kind of have the bright idea to think that, oh, but these 2 cards are getting bought out. People are going to buy Ulti Book of Moon, causing a Book of Moon buyout. That's not the reason why you should buy Book of Moon. Possibly. As well as this played in so many older formats. And while this isn't technically the highest rarity, people are going to want tournament pack supers. For $70, you really can't go wrong. I also forgot to mention, I will be trying to bring a new series to the channel. And one of the series I am thinking of is kind of having a portfolio together as for the channel, where we invest into cards and we check it every 3 months, every 6 months, and maybe we invest a new amount into our cards. I tell you, hey, I think this is a good point to sell this card, or we should wait, or we should just accept the neg over here, or I think it's hit its max point. I know that some YouTubers have done a series like that before, and being a market channel as well as a news and opening channel, I thought to myself, hey, that would be a good series to incorporate, because I already have my 5 cards have your trade binder, and you guys love that series, which I'm getting started on November, because I want to push out November's 5 cards have your trade binder before the 10th. That way I could set some light goal to make a 2nd in November, because you guys really love that series. Now, Perennial Plant, Perlino, Power of the Elements here. Secret rares are... Okay, we're going to go verified here, because there's a lot of unverifieds, and that usually means the card is running out of quantities. We have 85s, 87, 88. This card's not going to drop below 85. I'll tell you that. As well as if we enter that tier 0 format, you have to remember, people are, just because they can't get this card now, they might grab it later, or people grab things last minute, because I'm going to be honest, the majority of the Yu-Gi-Oh community will grab things last minute. Like, the amount of people grabbing their Blackwing cards like a week before Darkwing Blast or less was ridiculous to me. Like, I don't know how you can wait so long and not expect inflated prices. The field spell, will it go up? I believe so. It's not going to go down either way. The move is definitely to wait on this card and not to sell it, because this card will either stay at 85 to 90, or when we get that tier 0 format, which is most likely going to happen, this card's going to break triple digits. How bad into triple digits? Who knows? I mean, we saw Luber at 160, right? So, Rhino Hearts here, these are about, well, for Verify, about 16 here, going up to $18. Will these go up? I mean, let's go to Verified here. 62. Okay, that's another thing that I always like to check with Verified on TCG Player, is 120 listings. I was like, oh, that seems like a lot. But then I go to Verified, and it cuts in half. So these are like 8, going up to 18s, 19s. For your Rhino Hearts, so you're going to need those as well. Garura, Wings of Resonant Life, power from Power of the Elements. Now, Super Poly is still a great card. And by the way, I made a mistake last Market Watch where I said you can change Super Poly to your own card on your turn. That was a mistake. I was thinking about something else. A few of you corrected me on the last Market Watch. I want to say I appreciate that, because I do like being corrected if I am wrong. And your boy's a little rusty when it comes to playing sometimes. So, $17, $18 here still. Okay, we're gonna have to go verify because most of it's not verified. 17 here going up to 1820s over here for your Guru. Still a great card, but another super poly target that's still very good, even though it might not be as relevant right now, is Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Now, first editions were $40 at one point when we were seeing a lot of branded Despia decks. Right now, like plays, not even $8. Near mint first eds, about you got one here for 10 and then going up to 12s here. Rising to the $22 mark. You might want to get some of these near mints while you can. I mean, if this card could hit 40, this card could easily hit 25, 30 again. History repeats itself, guys. You got Mega Pack ones here that also went up for like $6, but I'm going to be honest. Well, this is, okay, there's a lot of unverified for this card. That's kind of shocking. About $7 here. Just go grab the originals. This isn't bad for the card, but you're going to get a lot more. Your fruit's going to bear a lot more for you if you grab these OGs, especially these cheaper copies. Like, even if it's a light play, first ed light play over a original over a mega pack, first ed secret near mint, it's better to get the first ed light play OG. Earth Shattering Event, World Superstars. Now, a lot of people are still talking about this card. Now, this card didn't do that much because it was a side deck card at most. But if we enter a tier 0 card and this card breaks the tier limits, which this is a good card against tier limits, and we start seeing this possibly even mained at events, I mean, it could go up. Look, if you have these and you're waiting for this to hit double digits because people said, oh, this card's going to go to 20s, never did. This card's going to go to 10, 15s, never did. I actually did. Even I thought this card, even if it was for a very small amount, would go close to 10s, and it never did. It went up to like 7, 8s. If you guys have faith in this card, I say you have one more event to wait, because if they become tier 0 and this card's still not seeing play, the card's not going to see play. It's that simple. Speaking of super poly targets, Guilty Gearfried, the Magical Steel Knight CR. I actually told people to pick this up a long time ago because it was a great super poly target when we had Baron on board. We had a few warrior decks roaming around. There was actually a great combo where you super poly your opponent's Baron and some other card that I'm forgetting right at this point. And this card actually did get bought out to about $45, $55 at one point. Now, right now, CRs are $15. Now, they go up to $18. And even if this card gets reprinted, it's probably, the CRs are going to hold this value or go up. I think if you're looking for a CR that is 20 or below, this is a good ticket card to get, especially because King's Court, it was a very popular set, believe it or not. Like, it was more towards collectors. And, okay, collectors and casuals, they bought this set up. And if they buy it set up, the set's going to look successful according to Konami. What this card does is once per turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets this card, quick effect, you negate the effect if you do destroy one card on the field, right? So you can destroy that card or one card on the field. It does have to target this, though, which is unfortunate. But if this is the only card on the field, your opponent either can't target it because it's just going to blow up a card, or you can use this to out something, right? Which is really good. Now, if this card was fusion summoned using only monsters on the field as material, which if you're super pulling this, that's going to happen. It can make a second attack during each battle phase, right? Not bad for 2,700, but once per turn, this card battles an opponent's monster during damage calc only. Quick effect, you can banish one spell from your graveyard. This card gains attack equal to half its current defense, which is 800, until the end of the turn, right? So basically, it attacks, effect, you banish a spell, this gains 800, it becomes 35, and then you can attack again with 35, right? So this card, if can out a board of interrupts, go into battle phase, do a little bit of damage, and then you can make your board, essentially. It's really good, actually, as a card. As well, if we ever see warrior decks and we start, like, in the meta, this is the super poly target we're going to want to see. Starly Schaefer from Chaos Impact. I always talk about getting this card at, like, $10 here. First set light play, 29 near mints, 35. So if you bought this card, good job. Starlight Schaefer, Ultras. I told people at, like, $1 or $2 this was very cheap, and I still believe that. These are still cheap right now. I mean, they're going up very quickly. In fact, verifieds near mints are $2 going up to $6, going up to $8. I mean, all I'm going to tell you guys is good thing this has a common. Like, good thing this has a common. Generator boss stage. I always told people to get this about $3, $4 because of the new support. Right now, they're still $4. Going up to about 6s over here. Which is what they were. Actually, if you go near mints, 37 listings here, going up to 6. Next page, going up to about 8 here. Still, you could grab this card before it goes up, and I highly would recommend it. Mardell, Generator, Boss of Light. Now, I actually have a misprint of this card of no name, and I absolutely love it. You could use this in generic plants as well because you can special it with Lone Fire. It's a level 9, sadly. If it was a level 8, you could make so many plays that you don't think you'd be able to in plant if it was an 8, but it's not an 8, sadly. So, $6 here for your OG secrets. Really good to grab this. Remember, this card was always $20 or $30 after people didn't hype it up, because I got this when people were underestimating it, and once it hit those triple digits, it just went up to the moon. Lopter, Shadow of the Generator Boss, Eternity Code. These are like $3, still no reprint. If you want to play Generators, $2.75 for an Ultra with no reprint that was printed in 2020, early 2020. I think it was March. Not bad. Dark Bribe, seeing a little more play. People are actually picking this card up. The game promo, which I told people to grab at around $6. Right now, you got Lightly Played at 15, 16 here. Going up here, near mints are about $17. In fact, I kind of want to see if I put these, these on, and I say no pictures because I don't really care about these Germans too much here. Yeah, it goes up to about $20. That's not too bad. Then you have Dark Bribe Supers from Battle Pack here. They do have the first edition, which is really nice here, and they cost a bit less for Lightly Playeds. So you'll be saving some money, but honestly, just go get yourself a clean game promo. It's going to rise no matter what. And we have a limited amount of good quality game promos out there. Even commons are about $1 here, so fish out your commons out from your bulk. The other generator cards, by the way, you got $2 for Boss Stage. Boss Quests are about $1.75 for Ice. Storm, 60 cents. The reason why I'm going over these cheap generator cards very quickly is because if you remember Dragon Maid, we had Dragon Maid low bar never being above $1.50 for a year plus. But once they started reprinting more of the like Laundry Dragon Maid, Kitchen Dragon Maid, right, and other Dragon Maid cards, that card went up. Same thing with the Fusion Spell card that went up. That went up as well as the other Dragon Maid cards that were like a quarter, going up to $2, $3, right? So if generators pop off, these cheap cards could go up as well. So if you have these in your bulk, or you could get these for very cheap, or you want to pick some up over here, might not be a bad idea. Elemental Hero Flame Neos Ultimate coming out Power of the Duelist here. These are about, first I like play 161, then 190. Okay. Then we have a light play for 210, and then we have a near mint for $500. If you want your ulti elemental hero cards, I mean, light play for 160 before near mints go up to about 500. Can't complain about that. Especially because if you order a near mint, it might be light play anyway. Toon Kingdom, so let me go over this card again. Look, bro, $34 at this point. This card reminds me of the stock market where I don't even want to look at this card. This card is going to go up. I just don't know when. That's all I have to say. Infernal Noble Knight Renaud here. Getting bought out here. These are about $21. First set's being $23. I always told people, look, Infernoble was still a deck people really liked. The issue is the deck died way too fast, and Konami's not giving them reprints here, right? What I told people to grab if you want to have a safer and cheaper investment was Emperor Charles at not even $1, because this card wasn't seeing any play. It's a Rise of Duelist card, so it's very hard to grab this. And we've seen any Rise of Duelist card go to the moon because of how game-breaking this set was, as well as how hard it was to get your hands on. This does have a reprint as a common, but people are going to look at the higher rarity. Right now, these are about for near mints here. 36 listings. You got $2 here. $2. For your copies, I mean, unless Konami reprints this as a secret rare, which I don't think is going to happen. I mean, people are going to want the OG Ultras here. You might want to grab these while you can. I think that getting a couple copies of this is a good penny stunk. Same with Roland over here. Roland's for near mints. $1.40 going up to $2. Granted, I think you only play like one of these. It might be better to grab the Synchro in all honesty. That's probably where I would put more of my money on, especially because it is slowly going up and there's less quantities, literally basically half. It's easier to get bought out, as well as it'll go up faster even if it doesn't get bought out because of the amount of quantities. Charles might be the way to go, especially because I think they play 2 Charles. Someone who plays Infernal Knights could correct me. I know they play this card, but I don't know if it's 1 or 2. It's not 3 here. Legendary Fisherman 2 from Speed Duel Trials of the Kingdom. This guy's going up $10, $15. Speed Duel just hurting my feelings again and again. Super rares from Legendary Duels here, about $4 though. I actually going up to 5. This card does have another reprint as like a common or a rare, I think. Yeah, common Legendary Duels, and then Duels of the Deep rare. Or no, common still. My fault, guys. Felt like this had a rare. I don't know why. And it's gonna have a common, another common reprint, I guess, out of Tournament Pack 4 here. But it's all about the holo versions here, as it sees. I mean, collectors like these cards. In fact, Fisherman lost our promotion here, which I really love this card, actually. I have a bunch of these because I actually really like it. Near mints here are about $4. This card was the Dollar Tree special for a while, going up to about $5.50 here. Next page going up to $9. It's slowly but surely going up here. Legendary Fisherman 3 here. Now, this only has one holo print. $3.50 going up to $5, going up to $8. So, if you want to grab your first and cheap copy right over here, might not be a bad idea. And then it has, I believe, the common here, right? Yeah, 2 commons, my fault. 3 commons, my bad. It's all about the super highest rarity anyway. And then the last cards here, I want to go over some Sword Soul right over here. You got Sword Soul Grandmaster here, 145. Not a bad start rare to grab. I told people at $100, this is worth grabbing. It could be good as a generic worm card. Even though people might go into Yazi more, it still does have that playability, and it does things that Yazi can't. If you got this at about 100, well, after one sale, you're looking at 145. I actually want to see kind of where these bottom out here. Then you got 153 here, 155, 160. I mean, you made a decent return, but it could still go higher. Iris, garbage. I actually don't know why Iris is matching Shiatsu. That just makes no sense to me. Especially a Dawn of Majesty Starlet Rare. It makes no sense to me. Sword Soul Amoye here, about 15s. Ultras being about $10. Singular Ultras are probably going to go down. Secrets might not go down below 15. We're going to have to wait and see. Then you have the Emergences here at 4. These are getting reprinted here, so $4 isn't too bad. I mean, if the reprint Ultra and the OG Ultra don't have like less than a price difference of like $1.25, I would just go grab the OG. Supreme here, about $4 here. $5 for your Chiaxu Secret Rares. This is getting reprinted as an Ultra, but this is the higher rarity. I think that these could maybe go further down, but this is a card that always bounces between $2, $3 and like $8. Always has been a card like that. In fact, I mean, the pre-sales are really dumb. I mean, why would you order this at $4 when you could get a Secret Rare for less than $1? If these cards don't go, if Ultra and Chiaxus are worth something, just go grab a Secret. Emergence here at about 4. Yeah, just go grab Originals. If they hold that price, which I don't think they will. Sword Soul Kunin, about $2.50 here. And then, yeah, everything else is kind of affordable right over here. I'm not going to waste your guys' time too much here. Last card of the day, Chaos Daedalus. Someone asked me to go over this card, and you probably saw the last card on this market watch. Thought, oh, dang, I guess I'm not getting picked this market watch. Well, psych. Chaos Daedalus, CR, gotta keep you guys on your toes. This card, what it does, for those who do not know, you banish a light and dark monster, and while a field spell is face up on the field, your opponent can't target light or dark monsters you control with card effects, right? Including this card, essentially, right? So it gives a blanket protection, essentially, right? Where they cannot be targeted, which is pretty good overall. Now, what this card does is you can target cards on the field up to a number of field spells on the field, which there could be up to 2. Most likely there's going to be 1, but there could be up to 2, right? And you banish them, right? And this card can still attack, right? So this kind of feels like a weird version of BLS. Because I think when it comes to right now in 2022, what both those cards do, they're comparable at then. Obviously, Blackluster Soldier was the game changer back in the day, right? Even being on the ban list multiple times, right? So, and I don't even like comparing a newer card to BLS, to be honest with you. But they have the summoning conditions. They both have the banish effect, right? But BLS is a stronger card, can attack twice. This card can get up to 2 banishes and can still attack, right? So they're a bit comparable if you're looking at BLS versus Chaos Daedalus in your deck. I think they're comparable. Now, CRs, you want to grab a first edition here because, okay, Unlimited are 25. What are first editions at? 38 going up to 50, 54 here, going up to 100. Now, this card is slowly getting bought out here. I want to see kind of what, actually, it's better to type it out. Chaos Daedalus, regular ultra rares here. I don't think this card's getting reprinted anytime soon. I mean, I still have these. $3 here. I mean, not bad if you want a regular ultra. Would I grab CRs? Might not be too bad. I mean, unlimited CR for like if there were first eds for 30, 35 or below, that's not bad. That copy at 37, hey, might not be too bad. It is a CR from Toon Chaos is a CR from Toon Chaos, right? Not whoever recommended me. This is actually a very good card to keep your eye on. And it didn't look bad. I just remember this being the worst pull that you could have back then. If you guys enjoyed this market watch, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe. If you're buying any cards off TCG Player, please use my affiliate link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. If you want to be a YouTube channel member, consider being one. You get invited to the Discord if you're a $5 channel member or above, and you get to DM me any questions you want, basically, right? So that's pretty awesome. So I will see you guys in the next video. And thank you guys for 3,300 subs, by the way. We hit that goal. The end goal is 3,500 for this year. So basically, if we were hitting 100 subs a month, we were hitting it. So we're so close. I have an awesome opening for you guys if I do. Hopefully, we'll be able to reach that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.